know how to signal them. Let's hear it for the band. Woo! Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Thank you. It's like a family reunion. Good evening, everyone. The program will be beginning momentarily, so if you could find your seats. We're going to start this evening with a short video and then go into the rest of the program. Oh, it's me.
We are the Michigan AFL-CIO, a growing federation of more than 40 unions. We represent 1 million working people. Our work is as diverse as the unions we represent. We work for you. We are developers. Our apprenticeship programs train the next generation for good-paying careers. Our nonprofits promote workplace safety and strengthen job placement. We are advocates. We lead a team of influencers to make sure that the voices of working families are heard in Washington, Lansing, and city halls across our state. We are organizers. When politicians don't fight for us, we work to recruit, train, and elect pro-labor candidates who will have our backs in office. We are storytellers. We share the stories of those fighting for the freedom to organize, to earn a fair wage, and be safe at work, to have quality health care and a secure retirement. We are servants. We know that solidarity extends beyond where we work and calls on us to support our neighbors and the communities we call home. Whether you are a teacher, a nurse, or a public employee, if you work the line making cars or build with iron and steel, for those who throw a shovel, drive heavy equipment, run electrical lines or pipes, whether your crew on a blockbuster movie or throwing touchdowns on the football field, wherever you work, we work for you. We are your union. We are the Michigan AFL-CIO, and we are building Michigan's future.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Chung-Anna Canfora, the Executive Director of Michigan State AFL-CIO Workforce Development Institute, also known as WDI, and I want to welcome everyone here tonight. We are so thrilled to have you. As everyone knows, WDI is the 501c3 workforce development arm of the Michigan State Federation, and we were established in 1977, and we have been running training programs for over 40 years. Our mission is to combat economic and environmental injustice by connecting the unemployed or underemployed with the training and resources necessary to find gainful employment and transition Michigan to a cleaner and greener economy. Tonight is about celebrating the work that I know so many of you support. It's why you're here tonight. And about taking time to reflect on our successes and thank those of you who have given your time, your talent, and your treasure to WDI and our programs. With your support, WDI will continue to do great work for another 40 years and beyond. Woo is right. At this time, I'd like to ask the Workforce Development Institute Board President and CEO, who is also the president of the Michigan AFL-CIO, to come to the podium. President Bieber had the vision and the belief in what WDI could do in its next phase as an organization. Please welcome President Ron Bieber.
Hey, yeah, do that again. Yeah, do that again, Derek. All right, cool. Where's Aaron? Oh, God, man. Good evening, everyone, and I want to thank you all for being here tonight. I really want to start by thanking our incredible WDR staff, our sponsors, and everyone who worked tirelessly over the last few months to bring this celebration together. Absolutely, this is our inaugural one. We're going to do them every year, but great job by all. Just to show all the union people in the house that you do not have a fool leading you, I brought a date tonight. I got on my reading glasses, so I can't see. My beautiful wife, Patty, is here with me. I also want to take a moment to recognize our board of directors. I'm not sure who all is here, but I see a few of them. Mark Alexander, Stevie Claywell, Derek Dobies, Lee Graham is here and going to get an award later. Steve Gulick is over here. Hi, Steve. And Jim Harrison. Give them a round, please. And of course, none of this evening would be possible without the heroic efforts of our executive director, Chong Anna Kamphora, and our deputy director, Colleen Sullivan, who are doing an amazing job, just amazing job. I promised, I got a young guy here. I respect the hell out of him. He does an amazing job writing me talking points. I told him I'm going to go through these talking points, and I'm going to. But if I get off script, don't anybody. This stuff means so much to me. I was telling our esteemed and our great Lieutenant Governor, this work is why I get up every morning and want to go to work. And I honestly and truly mean that. The Workforce Development Institute started out in the late 70s as a small program to provide assistance to training program operators and labor organizations. Mostly at that time, Steve was focused on dislocated workers, right? That was some really tough economic times during that time frame. Workers were thrown out of work. It was a time of great transformation, and there was workers out of work all over the place. That's where a lot of these programs started, training workers that were dislocated from one area to move into another area. And over decades of hard work and with the support of incredible partners in Lansing, the business community, and in the labor movement, WDI has grown into, and I mean this sincerely, a monumental force for economic development across the state. You'll see it later. The proof is right here in this room tonight. With us tonight are students, instructors, program staff, job creators, union leaders, legislators, members of Congress, administration officials, and of course, my friend, the big guy, our Lieutenant Governor, Garland Gilchrist. Please give him a round of applause. I always want to joke, one day we're going to play a little one-on-one. I was pretty good. I got gray hair now, but I was pretty good in high school. Anyway, all of these people are here tonight because they recognize, as all of you do, that the work we're doing to combat economic injustice is how we build the workforce of the future and ensure that every Michigander, no matter who they are or where they come from, can succeed and prosper. I'll expound on that. That's off my talking points, but I'm going to expound on that in a minute. Of all the work we do at the Michigan AFL-CIO to grow the labor movement, and we've done that, and make Michigan a better place to live and work, the stories we'll hear tonight are what I'm most proud of, and I mean that sincerely. We're going to hear stories of hardworking people who may have been dealt a bad hand, but through drive and dedication and a hand up are transforming not only their lives, but their communities. We'll hear stories of how everyday Michiganders from communities across the state are on the path to the middle class through a great career in the skilled trades. And we're going to recognize just a few of our partners in this mission, legislators, union leaders, and workforce allies who believe in this work and commit themselves every day to the fight to improve the lives of working people. It's impossible to overstate the importance of the work WDI does every day to empower the next generation of workers, create opportunity, and truly change people's lives. And the best part is, we've got so much more of this great work to do because the Workforce Development Institute continues unprecedented growth, bringing in new staff, new resources, and launching new programs and partnerships at incredible speed. Friends, this isn't a political event tonight. So for reasons I won't talk about, wink, wink here, you all can figure that out, I think. With the future for working people in Michigan looking brighter than ever, tonight's celebration is truly a testament to our ability to change lives when the labor movement, job creators, and our state government join forces and work together to give workers in Michigan a fair shot at a chance to have a decent life. And I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart, tonight, for me anyway, is a celebration of all the work we've done to give the working people, the underprivileged people in this state, a fair chance at a decent shot for a fair life. This is important work. It's good work, and it's what, I swear, it's what gets me up in the morning. This program, and I look at you who've taken this was something that we had, I won't go into get into specifics, but those of us who were on the board for a long time, there were 4 of us on this board who sat around a table in my office and met as a board 4 times a year. This thing was in the ground and buried 6 feet under. And it was only a matter of, did we take the step of throwing the dirt on top of it and burying it? 2018 changed not only the transition of this program, but the lives of people that we affect through it every single day. And I am so thankful to be a part of that. I can't express to you how much that means to me for all I've done in throughout my career. It matters. It matters. It matters. Thank you so much for having me here, and I hope you all have a great night.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna have me choked up here. So thank you, President Bieber, for those words. It means so much to us all. Next up, we are proud to say that Governor Gretchen Whitmer is a big supporter of our work, and she sent a video greeting for everyone here tonight that we will share.
Good evening, everyone. I want to congratulate all the award recipients and everyone in this room for the work you do to move Michigan forward. You've dedicated your time, your talents, and your treasure to serving others. Whether by teaching, case management, recruiting, or building community, you make a real difference in people's lives. This is the same work that built Michigan. Because of you and our predecessors, we can offer dignity, stability, and a great quality of life for workers regardless of who they are. By advocating for economic empowerment, we're also tackling the gender pay gap and racial and economic inequality. We're standing together and ensuring that Michigan is a safe and just place to work. Tonight, you will hear a few stories of hope about people who have overcome obstacles to get on the path to a stable and successful life. a path that offers them the ability to not only get by, but thrive. Every time we strengthen a family, it ripples through their community and uplifts our entire state. That's the Michigan we're building together. Congratulations again to tonight's award recipients, the program graduates and alumni, the Michigan AFL-CIO's Workforce Development Institute, and to all of the dedicated staff, partners, and supporters.
At this time, I want to say that we're fortunate to have a wonderful Mistress of Ceremonies here to help us introduce the Michigan Workforce Development Institute programs and awardees, the Deputy Director for Prosperity for the Michigan Department of Labor and Economic Opportunity, and good friend Kim Trent.
Thank you so much, Chongana. You know, I was looking at the governor on the screen, and that's the exact shade of lipstick I was going for, and I fell a little short, but I loved everything she had to say, of course, was more important than how she looked, but I was a little focused on that lipstick because it was pretty amazing. So my job tonight is just to introduce some amazing people who are getting awards that they richly deserve, but we're going to start with an amazing person who works every day for our state to really move us into the 21st century at every level in state government. So Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist has dedicated, that's right, yeah, we can do it, let's do it. He's dedicated his career to solving problems. He's an engineer by training. He uses thoughtful innovation, progressive reform, and efficient modernization of policies and programs to make the work better for hardworking families. Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist spent several years of his career as a social entrepreneur and community organizer who helped people in communities all across America realize their full economic and political potential. And these experiences prepared him for a key priority: to bring Michigan state government fully into the 21st century on every level. As part of the Whitmer administration, Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist has sought to address injustice and inequality and inequity across our state at every level, and his approach to addressing these disparities is deeply rooted in fact-based practices, fact-based science, and connecting with individuals across Michigan. Please help me to welcome Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist.
All right, thank you, Kim, for the introduction. It really is a pleasure to be here with my AFL family, with the WDI family. Chongana, I don't know what you said. So congratulations on pulling this off, like for real. I know it's a team effort. It takes a lot of work, but this is really about people. This is about people. We talk about the stories of the folks who have come through, come to, and now have elevated beyond this program. We do this because when we talk about enabling economic opportunity, when we talk about enabling possibility and potential, what we are talking about is people being their fullest and best selves. And often that comes when people are truly invested in, when they're resourced, when they know that someone believes in them. And all of us have a role to play in somebody else's success and in the collective success of our community. So I'm proud to really stand tall alongside all of you, whether it is our labor leaders and members, sisters and brothers who are working hard every day to make sure others have the privilege of being able to work hard every day. Whether it is the folks in state government, like the leadership of the Department of Labor and Economic Opportunity, our director, Susan Corbin, and this whole table here is people whose whole job is to create economic opportunity in an equitable way for everybody in the state of Michigan. Ron, who got up here and started crying, probably because he was thinking about playing basketball against me. But that was good, right? but you can see it, you can hear it, you can feel it, that this is something that actually matters to him and matters to the leadership of the Workforce Development Institute. And the governor and I are proud to be partners and proud to support it. I think what the through line that comes through all of the work that we've tried to do, both with our current legislature and the last one, and they are different, but what we've tried to do is play a role in creating the conditions for people to be successful and to remove the barriers that stand between people and the things that they aspire to not handicap or place some limitation on what people should try to do, but to make sure that they are equipped to try whatever they want to do so that they can see a future for themselves in a community in the state of Michigan where they will be safe, where they will be respected, where they will be protected, and where they will be invested in. And we've been able to make some significant progress with this legislature that's very different than the last one. And make no mistake about it, the work that we've done in partnership with the labor movement to end the more than 12-year scourge of right to work in Michigan. To put Michigan once again at the forefront of the labor movement nationally by being the first state to right that wrong in 70 years. That is a testament to our belief in working people and their potential. We believe that there is no that in order for us to truly recognize our full economic potential as a state and a collection of communities, we must have both job creators and working people working together upon one accord, because we all want to make money to be able to support our families. We all want to be able to put food on the table for our kids. We all want our children to go to schools that are well supported by education professionals who are also well supported. We all want to make sure that we have access to health care that supports our life and our potential. We all want to make sure that we can retire with dignity and all the money that was promised to us during our career. And these are things that we are beginning to make more progress on than we've been able to make in the last 4 decades. But the only way that we got here was because we never stopped trying. So I think what WDI represents is ultimately the thing that all of us ever asked for, and that is the notion of being given a chance. Whenever anyone asks you a question, all they're asking for is a chance. Whenever someone asks you for an opportunity, all they're asking for is for you to give them a chance. All of us in this room have had people take chances on us in one way or another, in ways large and small. And this infrastructure of WDI, the infrastructure of the labor movement, is an apparatus to support chances being there and being available for every person from every walk of life in every community in the state of Michigan. And once we continue to get that right, we'll be a model yet again for another generation of Americans, not just Michiganders. And I'm proud to walk into that future with all of you. So thank you so much. God bless you, and congratulations to all the award recipients this evening.
Thank you so much, Lieutenant Governor. So we're going to talk a little bit about some of the programs that we have at WDI. Among WDI's longest running programs are the dislocated worker and adult worker programs run in 6 different locations in partnership with Southeast Michigan Works and Southwest Michigan Works. The dislocated worker program is designed to help workers who've experienced job loss to get back to work as quickly as possible and overcome barriers to employment. The adult program serves individuals and helps employers meet their workforce needs. It enables workers to obtain good jobs by providing them with job search assistance and training opportunities. So first up is our Courage to Succeed Award. For the first evening of the award, I'd like to introduce the Courage to Succeed Award, which recognizes outstanding achievements by the displaced workers and other adults we serve throughout our Michigan Works programs. The following 4 recipients were chosen by the staff in each region. Please come up as a group, as we call you, and remain here for a little bit while I tell the folks everything about you. Not everything, but a lot. For the Southwest region, we have Christopher Bowen and Dennis Thurkilston. And for the Southeast Michigan region, we have Demetrius Hurd and Ebony Dixon.
Ferguson's not here, but we got him.
So here's Christopher's story in his own words. As a young man growing up in Kalamazoo, I lived in an environment that had me in a box and thinking that I had to live a certain way. My poor decisions and ignorance, not stupid, just unaware, cost me many of my younger years. On my mother's birthday, May 26, 2005, I was sentenced to life in federal prison for a nonviolent drug conspiracy charge. I was confused and did not understand how someone like me would ever receive a life sentence. But I did not allow myself to become bitter, mad, or give up on myself. Nor did I make excuses and blame others. Did I agree with the sentence? No. But I never was a quitter. I refused to give up and allow the prison environment to change me for the worse. I kept a positive attitude and motivated myself to use the time to become better. I took every opportunity I could, learned everything I could, and came up with a plan for my life. If I wasn't going to get out, it wasn't if I was going to get out, it was when I was going to get out. I knew it would happen, and I chose to prepare for success. I was incarcerated for over 11 years. On October 6, 2016, I was granted a commutation of sentence by then President Barack Obama, which reduced my sentence from life to 262 months. I was released from federal prison on August 3, 2022, and spent a year at a halfway house in home confinement. Since returning to Kalamazoo, I have been working full-time for RSS Mobile Repair as a yard worker, moving semi-trailers for Target distribution. I've also secured my own place to live and a vehicle. My goal is to get into the infrastructure, construction, and hauling industry and to eventually own and operate dump trucks and heavy equipment. My partner, Melanie, reached out to Karen Knox, who helped me with career planning and CDO training. She helped me receive my Class A license. I want to thank my family and loved ones. Their belief and support in me have been unwavering. I've been asked several times, is being out of prison overwhelming? My answer is no, because I came home expecting this and more. Life is never hopeless. Even the worst environments can produce the best people, so long as they are strong enough to make it out. There are successful ways to handle any situation. Life is great. Our next recipient is Demetrius Hurd, who's a field service technician with the Detroit Department of Water and Sewerage. He's got a fan club. Here's his story. I was born and raised in Detroit. Although things were never easy for me, I have always been optimistic, taking the bad with the good and making the most of it. During my childhood, I faced obstacles that caused me to make decisions that led me to being incarcerated. However, I never ran from my mistakes. I made use of them. I was born into a family of drug abusers to a single mother of 5 and was later placed into foster care. I loved to learn things that interested me and displayed leadership qualities at a very young age. At 6 years old, I would sell miscellaneous items, carry groceries, and do any side job to buy bubblegum and cereal for my little sister and me. At the same time, traditional schooling was cut short for me in my 10th grade year. My drive later led me to selling drugs and gaining influence in my neighborhood because everyone knew who I was and knew that I was a good guy, not your average drug dealer. I helped my entire family and all who called upon me. However, this path led me to prison. I took responsibility for my actions and blamed no one. While I was there, I gained my GED and more skills to re-enter society as a productive citizen. I committed myself to finding employment and being the best at my job. Despite my upbringing of living in poverty and living statistics of my demographics, I had completely turned my life around for the better. Today, I am a supportive sibling to 4, an involved father, a loving husband, a productive citizen, and an outstanding employee of the great city of Detroit. Even though I've spent years incarcerated, I demonstrated a desire to make a difference in prison and within my community. When asked how I do it, I would answer, with the help of a supportive family, my wife who pushed me to be great, my drive to do better, and most of all, God who was merciful to me. When I am not working, I spend my free time with my family and encouraging people to be their best self and make good choices. We have another city employee, Ebony Dixon, who's a transportation equipment operator for the Detroit Department of Transportation. I was born in Detroit and raised by 2 strong single mothers, Karen Albert, my biological mother, and Nancy Kirby, my adoptive mother. I also had 2 strong grandmother figures in my life, but I still faced many challenges growing up. There was a time in my life where I wanted to plan my own funeral so that my death would be beneficial to my children. I could write a book on the things I've had to endure in my life. I never gave up. Every challenge and obstacle made me the woman I am today. I attended Detroit public schools along with some private schools. I also bounced between households from as early as I can remember. When I was a child, I did not quite understand why, but I did as I was told. My adoptive mother was stern and big on respect, morals, and being obedient, especially to my elders. On my biological mother's side, I had an older brother with different dads and a different upbringing. I did not know anything about a dad or any type of father figure until I was 7 years old. My mother worked 2 to 3 jobs at a time just to be able to provide and make sure we did not go without. Because of that, we had more freedom than most other kids. I was raised with my cousin by my adoptive parents. We had to abide by ground rules, show respect and kindness. Strong religious and educational values were instilled in me while I lived in this home. Later, as an adult, I was at my breaking point when I walked into Highland Park American Job Center office to ask for help. I had met my counselor, Ms. White, and we spoke about how I could reach my short and long-term goals. Ms. White told me the program requirements and a path to achieve my goals. She saw my potential and my determination to do better. She gave me a chance. The faith that she had in me pushed me to be a better version of myself. I am now a certified CDL driver. I took my tankers as well as my passenger endorsement. I can now drive any car, semi-truck, bus, or hauler. I will always excel in my learning and recently gained employment at the Detroit Department of Transportation. I'm thankful for the life lessons they have taught me how to remain strong. I am thankful for this opportunity and the many blessings that have followed, and I will forever love my now mother, Ms. Sherry White.
So it is my honor to do a highlight of a new program of ours, which is Women in Skilled Trades. Women make up 46% of the world's workforce, but only 9% of the construction workforce. From 2019 through 2026, Michigan is expected to fill over 500,000 more skilled trades positions. In 2016, Tori Manold and Carol Kuhl, who I believe are here tonight, if you could stand briefly. These women were searching for a way to fill this labor gap, and find a positive way to impact their community, empower women, and help the industry that they have worked in for their entire careers. By combining their passion for helping women and their knowledge of the construction industry, Women in Skilled Trades was formed to educate and train women to successfully enter registered apprenticeship programs. They partnered with the Women's Center in Lansing, Michigan State University, and many other industry partners. Lisa Williams-Swedberg, who is also here tonight, if you could stand up briefly. Thank you. Joined them to launch the first cohort in 2018. Since then, 53 women have completed the WIST program, and 22 are currently working in the building trades. WIST celebrated its first Journey Worker this year and is launching its first cohort in Detroit next month. One of the program graduates is Raquel Rivera, and I'm going to share a little highlight of her story. Raquel exemplifies this strength of character of our participants and why WIST exists. In the absence of financial and parental stability, Raquel was forced to grow up very quickly at the age of 18. Her relationship with her mother began to buckle under the pressure of family dynamics. Raquel took what she could fit in a backpack and left home for good. She walked the streets of Lansing for nearly 2 months before stumbling upon a young man from the Peckham Youth Program. He brought her to the Kevin Moody Youth Home, also known as Gateway, which houses homeless youth between the ages of 16 to 21. After 6 months at Gateway, Raquel came across an ad for a Women in Skilled Trades WIST event on Facebook called Women Build. This event showcased 10 different trades, each with a hands-on demonstration. At this time, WIST was only in the startup phase, and this was its first event. One speaker made a big impression on Raquel and inspired her to take the first steps in her journey to success. Her name was Adrienne Bennett, the first female African-American master plumber in the United States. And if you've had the pleasure to meet her, she's amazing. Tori Menold, one of the co-founders of WIST, explained how WIST came to be and that they were working on a pre-apprenticeship program and to keep tabs on WIST for further updates. Raquel provided her information and waited to hear back for almost a year before getting an interview to enter the WIST pre-apprenticeship program. The wait was more than worth it. 6 months after Raquel was accepted into the WIST program, she realized she needed to get her driver's license in order to be able to travel to job sites around the state. Raquel went to Carol, a co-founder of WIST, with this concern. Both Carol and Tori offered to teach Raquel how to drive, but it ended up being Tori, as she and Raquel lived near each other. Tori learned of Raquel's living situation after the first day of driving together when she dropped her off. After a few sessions of driving with Raquel, Tori invited Raquel to come to her house for blueberry pie. Tori continued to invite Raquel over for dinner and to hang out. The bond between Raquel and Tori, Tori's husband, and 2 sons grew stronger. Gateway later approved Raquel to spend her weekly 10 hours of family time with Tori and her family. Once aged out of shelter, Raquel had trouble finding an affordable apartment and moved in with Tori's family. When Raquel's time in the WIST program was coming to an end, Tori helped Raquel to apply to the United Brotherhood of Carpenters and Joiners of America, to which she was accepted. Upon passing her driver's test, Tori gifted Raquel her old car, and Raquel was able to start her first job at Granger Construction. Last June, Raquel completed her 4-year apprenticeship. She is now an official journeyman and just bought her first own home, which she's now remodeling. She plans on attending college for a degree in construction management while continuing to work as a journeyman carpenter. Upon the passing of her mother in 2021, Raquel became the legal guardian of her younger brother, who currently lives with her. Throughout her 5 years as a union carpenter, she has worked on 26 different projects, most notably the Little Caesars Arena and Wade State University in Detroit, McLaren Hospital in Lansing, the Ford Hub in Dearborn, and working as a welder on a pile driving crew in Okemos. Currently, she works for Pontiac Ceilings and Partitions on the Pfizer building in Kalamazoo. Raquel and Tori are here. If you might stand up, let's give them a warm round of applause.
give another hand for that. Oh my gosh. Whew. So Access for All is a free 300-hour construction trades training program that prepares participants for rewarding careers in the construction industry. This equity-focused program helps to remove barriers and provide support for basic needs such as transportation and childcare, and a small stipend for expenses during the training. Graduates earn credentials in OSHA 30, first aid, CPR, asbestos, lead and silica training awareness, and the MC3, a nationally recognized certificate from the North America's Building Trades Union. Since 2013, WDI has helped thousands of workers complete their education and find full-time employment. Through a combination of mentoring, classroom studies, and hands-on learning, participants with the support of a case manager are prepared to successfully compete for a thriving wage career in the skilled trades. Over the years, Access for All has helped thousands of people get the training and development to join the skilled workforce as boilermakers, bricklayers, carpenters, cement masons, electricians, elevator constructors, glaziers, insulators, ironworkers, laborers, millwrights, operating engineers, painters, pipe fitters, plasterers, plumbers, roofers, sprinkler fitters, and sheet metal workers. At this time, I would like to call up Miss Joanne Bailey to come help us introduce the Access to Excellence Awards.
Good afternoon or good evening, everyone. And we have someone very special here tonight, William McCoy. Mr. McCoy is a master carpenter, and he originally started with the program back in 2013. And Mr. McCoy is 95 years old. So, yeah. He's sitting over there, and for the graduates that are here tonight, they know there's one thing that Mr. McCoy would say: pull your pants up.
The Access to Excellence Awards recognize outstanding Access for All program graduates and instructors who exemplify the success that WDI, our partners and supporters, have worked so hard to achieve. Here to, Ms. Joanne Bailey is going to help me introduce the Access to Excellence Awards. Ms. Joanne, many of you who know her in this room, is WDI's instructional designer for Access for All. So if you could come to the podium when I call your name. Tyrese West. Angel Brazil. Zachary L. Almin. Latasha Smith. Ashley Craig. And Jonathan Elam. We're going to stagger ourselves, yeah.
You all look amazing. Let's hear about what it is that you've done to earn these awards. Tyrese West. Where are you, Tyrese? There you are. Hello. He is an instructor in the Access for All pre-apprenticeship program. He began in 2008 with WDI, working with the Road Construction Apprenticeship Readiness Program, and he joined as an Access for All teacher in Detroit's 6th cohort in 2013. He was also a coordinator with AFA until he left to go to the Laborers Union. Tyrese previously taught math in the school system. I guess that's Detroit school system. Angel Brazil is an equipment operator for Ajax Paving. Where are you, Angel? There she is. She was recently featured for Women in Construction Week. She wrote, "I never gave up, I never settled. There is no job a woman can't do." Amen to that, sister. Remember this and keep striving for what you want. Set goals and stay motivated. I came from working at a hospital for 12 years and adding on to my student loan debt to becoming an equipment operator with Ajax Paving. This is the best career decision ever, if I might say. Thanks to Access for All and Christina O'Brien of Ajax Paving for believing in me. I wake up loving to go to work and learning every day. Women, we can do the same job as men, push a little harder and work a little harder, and I'm proof. Are you starting to see a theme here among our honorees? I hear a lot of never give up, I never gave up, I never settled, and I think that's really inspiring. Zachary El Amin. Where's Zachary? He seems very comfortable in the spotlight. Nice to meet you. Prior to entering the Access for All program, Detroit Cohort 7, I was a former history teacher, Charles H. Wright Museum tour guide, and a historian. After graduating from the Access for All program, I was hired by Dan's Excavating, and now in my third year as a carpenter's apprentice. I hold a bachelor's degree in history from Southern University in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. My passion is history, and presently I am an Access for All instructor and teach the history of the American worker. Multi-talented. Okay, Latasha Smith from Dan's Excavating. Latasha, there she is. Here's her story. I am a proud graduate of the Access for All Apprenticeship Readiness Program, Detroit Cohort 5. My persistence, resilience, hard work, and help from my Access for All family has led me to where I am today, a fourth-year operating engineer apprentice. My family has always stressed the importance of going to school and to work. I did both. I have an associate's degree and have worked 2 jobs at a time to make ends meet. Life threw me a curveball when a person decided to commit suicide at my job. That person not only took their life, but also had an impact on mine. My life spiraled, and I became depressed. My company let me go because of my depression, and I became homeless. Since attending the Access for All program, my life has made a full circle. I have been employed with Dan's Excavating for the past 5 years. I am no longer homeless and keeping my eye on the prize, journeying out this December. Ashley Craig. All right. Local 25 ironworkers. Ashley Craig attended Cass Technical High School, the very best high school in the entire world. I'm sorry, that's not I'm sorry, that was just thought I'd just add that in. She spent 3 years at Oakland University while waitressing to support herself. During this time, she decided that school wasn't the right fit for her, and she began the Access for All program to hopefully start a new career. After completing her training, she now has a trade as a certified welder and has been with Local 25 Ironworker for 3 years now. Her goal is to someday own an adult group home. Thank you, Ashley. And finally, Jonathan Elam, who's going to speak on his own behalf.
Good evening. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm grateful for this great occasion that we have going on tonight. Just being appreciated and knowing that someone is taking notice to what you're doing, your hard work, And what you put into it is amazing. I grew up in Pontiac, graduated from Pontiac Central back in the day. I ain't gonna say all that, my age. But yeah, at 19, I moved to Detroit, worked in numerous jobs. I was in the culinary department, maintenance, everything. And then one of my buddies told me, come on over here to the trades. And I took his advice and found out about Access for All. And I've been going higher ever since. It was the best. It was the best decision that anybody can make. And I couldn't have did it without everybody from Access for All, Mr. West, Ms. Bailey, Ms. Sanford, Mr. McCoy, everybody that stood behind me, Don, that I bugged to get into the operators union from day one. They knew where I wanted to go. And I was the first one in class in the front seat, and I'm in business because I had goals. And I reached my goals and finally got drafted. I'm in Local 324, I'm a journeyman. The best union out there is 324. Represent to the end of times. And I appreciate everything that you all have taught me. I can run numerous pieces of equipment that I've learned out at the training center, playing with the big toys. I made a lot of stamps on a lot of big projects, Little Caesars Arena, the Tiger Town, the skate parks, you know, and the roads. So with that being said, it's a great occupation, a great career. I take it very seriously, and I couldn't have did it without Access for All and 324, my wife, my family, my friends, everybody who believed in me. And without God, none of this would have been possible. Thank you.
Jonathan mentioned his wife, but his wife is also an honoree. She's also an operating engineer, and she will journey out this June. So.
Okay, we're gonna take one group shot of, there's the photographer. Do you have the shot of the? Okay.
Come on.
Thank you. Those are such inspiring stories. So we know all of this success wouldn't have happened without the collaboration of a lot of really important partners. And so the next set of awards are for the key collaborators, starting with someone who's already on the stage. Joanne Walters Bailey, who's a trainer and instructional designer for the Access for All program. So she brings a wealth of knowledge and experience to this role. She has spent 30 years resolving workforce and organizational challenges in manufacturing, building trades, and the nuclear industry. Ms. Bailey also has over 25 years of experience with all aspects of educational programs for workforce development. Her passion is creating equity and career opportunities through training for minorities, people of color, women, and youth. She was the driving force in developing the Workforce Skill Development Center in 1994, which later became a 501c3 nonprofit. This center is dedicated to the educational, social, and positive economic outcome for residents in the Benton Harbor area. Another key project was the Michigan Apprenticeship Pathways Program, also called MAP, that served Berrien, Cass, and Van Buren counties and later became a national program model. In 2000, Ms. Bailey designed this program to prepare and enroll minorities, women, and low-income adults into construction union apprenticeships where they were not previously represented. Her connections ensured successful partnerships with stakeholders, including Workforce Skills Development Center, Michigan State AFL-CIO Human Resources Development, and many trade unions. Ms. Bailey has co-authored 9 articles on workforce development, of which 3 have been published in national and international journals. She is a graduate of the University of North Carolina and holds a bachelor's degree in business management with a concentration in human resources training and development. In addition, she is a certified life skills educator, a member of the National Association of Women in Construction, and a member of the Association for Talent and Development. She is married with 2 adult children and 2 grandchildren. Okay. Our next recipient is Donald O'Connell, who's a retired executive director of Operating Engineers Local 324 Labor Management Education Committee. Don has worked in the unionized construction industry for over 40 years. He graduated from the University of Michigan, Dearborn with a Bachelor of Science in Mathematics in 1976, later receiving an apprenticeship certificate of completion in 1981 from the Heat and Frost Insulators Local 25. His background uniquely qualifies him to inform young folks of the multiple paths to success. He worked at his trade for 13 years, served as his union's business manager for 8 years, and was the executive director of management and unions, serving together for 5 years. He said he couldn't keep a job. In 2004, he became executive director of the Operating Engineers Local 324 Labor Management Education Committee until his retirement on May 1st, 2016. His work there allowed him to promote the unionized construction industry with an emphasis on operating engineers. His work also ensured collaborative labor management solutions to industry issues and to assure a skilled workforce for the future. With an increase in demand for available skilled labor within the construction industry and the tremendous need for jobs in the city of Detroit, much of the workforce effort is centered in Detroit and Southeast Michigan. His work advocating for the A. Philip Randolph Vocational Center and the development of Access for All would assure the unionized construction industry a workforce for years to come. He also served on the boards of Michigan Talent Investment Board, the Metropolitan Affairs Coalition, and the Southeast Michigan Community Alliance and Crime Stoppers. That's a lot. Thank you, Don. Our next honoree is Robert Davis, Senior Partner for Muse Media Alliance Group LLC. A former employee with the Michigan Department of Transportation, Greater Detroit Metro Region. Robert has more than 34 years of professional experience working with local, county, regional, and state governments, as well as having an interest in the private sector. His career has focused on community and economic development. He currently works with Public Safe Space Transformation as Senior Advisor at Muse Media Alliance Group. Before that, he served 15 years with the Michigan Department of Transportation, Greater Detroit Metro Region, and 4 years with the state of Michigan in the Executive Office of the Governor. He served as project manager for the Detroit Riverwalk completion project and senior advisor to the Detroit Metro Region. He has participated in community engagement and outreach for highway mega projects, including the M10 Lodge Freeway. Ooh, I remember those days, Robert. Yes, crazy times. I-75 Gateway Freeway and I-96. He was an advisor for the I-75 Rouge River Bridge Replacement Project and the Gordie Howe International Bridge Project between Detroit and Windsor. These projects range from $75 million to $4 billion in public investment. Before joining MDOT, Robert served as a cabinet member and senior advisor to Governor Jennifer M. Granholm for 4 years and executive assistant to former Detroit Mayor Dennis Archer. He earned his master's degree in public administration from the University of Detroit and his Bachelor of Arts in economics from the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor. Thank you, Robert. Our next honoree is Cheryl Sanford. Where is she? There she is. You have to forgive me, but that's my Highland Park girl. We're both Highland Parkers by birth, or at least orientation. Hello, my dear. Good to see you. She's committed to creating programs to expand the pipeline of talent for the construction industry. She has over 35 years of experience developing and managing workforce programs, including sector-based training initiatives, academic enhancement programs, apprenticeship readiness, and registered apprenticeship programs. During her 19-year career at WDI, she was instrumental in the development of programs and initiatives designed to expand access to career opportunities in the construction industry, including the Access for All apprenticeship implementation readiness program, Fast Track, Reebok, and the Access to Apprenticeship Regional Implementation Consortium. Whew, that's a lot of big words. As the longtime manager of the Michigan Works American Job Center in Highland Park, Cheryl managed demand-driven, solutions-based hiring projects for manufacturing companies in Wayne County, including Ford, GM, FCA, Stellantis, Magna International, and Faurecia, which provided family-sustaining wages for thousands of job seekers. She is a lifelong Highland Park resident and serves her community as an elected member of the Highland Park School Board. Next honoree is the United Way of Southeast Michigan. For more than 100 years, the United Way of Southeast Michigan has responded to the community's most pressing challenges around children and family, health, and the community. Right now, nearly 40% of families struggle to meet their basic needs in this community. Their mission is to mobilize the caring power of Detroit and southeastern Michigan to improve communities and individual lives in measurable and lasting ways. This is accomplished through hundreds of partners and thousands of donors, advocates, and volunteers. We are honoring them tonight as the initial funder and collaborative partner of Access for All that helped make this program a reality. What made this collaboration especially meaningful was their framework of diversity, equity, and inclusion we built into the program. In addition, United Way of Southeast Michigan supported marketing, social media, gave them an online presence, and introduced the program to additional partners and funders. So thank you very much, United Way of Southeast Michigan. Okay. Don't see anyone heading towards the stage, but somebody's getting called out. Who is that? Who's supposed to be coming? Okay, she's coming. Thank you. And finally, for this category, Lee Graham, who's the Executive Director of Operating Engineers 324, Labor Management Education Committee. Along with receiving this award, we would like to thank Lee Graham for his help in making this evening possible. Lee has a passion for the industry, especially the careers it provides and the families it provides for. He has been a member of Operating Engineers 324 for 33 years. Since his apprenticeship, he has served in a variety of leadership positions, including treasurer and later director of the Journeyman and Apprentice Training Fund. Today, he oversees the union's considerable recruitment outreach, as well as many of their community improvement volunteer efforts. He has been a strong advocate for pre-apprenticeship programs in urban areas and spearheaded the efforts, resulting in a significant grant from the Ralph C. Wilson Foundation to engage K-12 students considering a path into the skilled and professional trades. In addition to his duties with the union, Lee serves on many prominent boards in the industry. Selections include chairman of the Michigan Apprenticeship Steering Committee, the Governor's Michigan Workforce Board, the Michigan STEM Advisory Council. He is an active member of the board of both WDI and Michigan Works and the Michigan Works Association. How do you have time to do anything else? He has also served as the chair for the American Cancer Society's Big Dig fundraiser to his participation in events honoring fallen workers. Thank you so much for everything you do, Lee. I think you all have to scoot in a little bit for the photo.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, probably. Hey, girl. You too. All right, next up we have our Solidarity Awards. The Solidarity Awards recognize outstanding labor, elected officials, and other workforce partners who have been instrumental in WDI's growth and success. Our first recipient is James Berlowski, West Michigan Construction Alliance. And he's not here today, but I'll tell you about him. He helped to bring Visions for Prosperity, the precursor to Access for All, to Battle Creek and Kalamazoo. He brought together regional partners to help build the program, spoke to cohort classes, participated in orientation, collaborated with recruitment, and a great deal more. His enthusiasm continues to help AFA improve and grow. So thank you very much to James, although he's not here with us tonight. Our next awardee is Rietta Stroud, who is the Community Engagement Representative for Operating Engineers, Local 324 Labor Management Education Committee. She has been a phenomenal partner to Access for All, WIST, and Project Accelerate. It's not a recruitment event if we don't see Rietta enthusiastically sharing her passion for the trades and encouraging women to find their place behind the controls of an excavator. Rietta is always willing to share her knowledge with our staff and potential recruits. She has introduced us to new partners, made referrals, and spoken at classes and events. Her support is undoubtedly linked to our ability to expand our programming. She's a diehard Detroiter and still lives and works in the community she grew up in. She has a passion for diversity, equity, and inclusion in the construction industry and has spent her career making that happen. She has been a union member for 14 years, spending 5 as the chief union steward for the City of Detroit Stationary Engineers. She is a graduate of Central State University with both a bachelor's degree in engineering and studio art with a concentration in architecture and 2 associate degrees in communication and business management. That's a lot. That's great. She participates in a variety of events across the state, including career fairs, panel discussions, networking events, and community engagement. She is a member of the National Association of Women in Construction and the Detroit Federal Bureau of Investigation Citizen Academy Alumni Association. She is also an advocate for women and minorities in the skilled trades industry and has partnered with WDI projects and many other organizations like the Michigan Apprenticeship Steering Committee. She also sits on the Skilled Trades Task Force in Detroit, and she works closely with high school students to build enthusiasm and skills needed to enter the construction industry. Okay, so Now we're going to honor some great legislators. We're going to start with the Honorable Terry Sabo, who's Deputy Director, Michigan Department of Military and Veteran Affairs, and a former state rep for Michigan's 92nd District. So I'm going to ask Sam Doherty if he's in the house. We're going to have you introduce Mr. Sabo.
So Sam recently transitioned from being a WDI employee. He was the Southwest Michigan Regional Coordinator for WDI and is now the new Michigan State Representative for Helmets to Hard Hats program. And he is going to, yes, yes. And we are going to have him introduce the award to Honorable Terry Sabo.
I'm very honored to be able to do this as a veteran, to honor another veteran, and exciting moment here. Representative Sabo has been an incredible brother to labor in his district and across Michigan. He was instrumental in seeing Access for All expand into Muskegon and in helping to leverage the city's support in this endeavor. Representative Sabo has always shown up for working families, and WDI is proud to call him a partner. State Representative Terry Sabo is a lifelong resident of Muskegon County and has dedicated his time to developing a safer, more prosperous community. He served 4 years in the United States Air Force, as a security policeman before his 25 years in employment as a Muskegon Heights firefighter and police officer. Wow. He later served as a Muskegon County Road Commissioner before being elected to the County Board of Commissioners in 2012. Terry served 3 terms representing Michigan's 92nd House District from January 2017 to 2023. That's great, too. Which encompasses the community surrounding Muskegon. He served, I feel like there should be applause for this whole thing with all the work that's being done here. He served with several committees, including Agriculture, Workforce, and Talent Development, Transportation, and Infrastructure Committees, and Chair of the House Military and Veterans Affairs Committee. Representative Sabo strongly believes in civic service and is an active member of several service organizations, including the Veterans of Foreign Wars Auxiliary Post 8846, the American Legion, the Lions Club, and Optimist Club. Terry attended Delta College and the Community College of the Air Force. He currently resides in Laketon Township and is married to Denise. Together they have 4 children and 7 grandchildren.
That's outdated. It's 10 grandchildren.
10 grandchildren. Nice. I have 1. I'm hoping for more. That's great. With that, as a brother veteran and being in workforce development for so long with WDI, I would like to present this token of recognition to Terry Sabo for his outstanding work.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sam, and thank you, Terry. So at this time, our next Solidarity Award is to Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan in the city of Detroit, and accepting on his behalf is Miss Dana Williams. So without the vision and leadership of Detroit Mayor Duggan, it is unlikely that the Fast Track program, WDI's Fast Track program, would have been successfully launched. Not only was the mayor a source of support for the creation of Access for All, a program born in Detroit, but his desire to see Detroiters successfully attaining construction trades careers and working on projects in the city was instrumental in formulating the Fast Track program, first launched at Ford's Michigan Central train station. His continued commitment has allowed us to re-envision the next step for Fast Track, and we are proud to see it continue to grow. During his time in office, Mayor Duggan focused on restoring strong fiscal management and improving essential city services like affordable housing, priority hiring for Detroiters with companies located in the city, and greater support for the small businesses. The mayor's focus on equitable revitalization is highlighted through the One Detroit for Everyone initiative. Along with equitable housing, also stresses revitalizing neglected neighborhoods and ensuring residents have access to jobs and job training through the Detroit at Work program. Let's give them a hand.
The Workforce Solidarity Award is for outstanding partners who share WDI's vision to bring a diverse set of resources together to build person-centered solutions to economic inequality. The next award recipient, Sonia Dean, exemplifies the spirit of service. Sonia? Sonia Dean is the Senior Program Office, Local Initiative Support Corporation, or LISC. As Senior Program Officer, Sonia Dean is responsible for cultivating program partnerships and implementing new initiatives. Things like technical assistance for nonprofit partners, administering LISC's grant-making initiatives, and underwriting small business and commercial development. Her strategy includes investing in people, community, economic, and workforce development for under-resourced and marginalized regions underserved by the conventional financial market. Prior to her work with WISC, Dean was the program director for the Kalamazoo-St. Joseph County, Michigan Works WIA Dislocated Worker Program. This is where she first worked alongside Kurt Mastos and other WDI staff. She passed the Dislocated Worker Program baton in 2001 over WDI and began her career journey into community development with LISC, first as a National Service AmeriCorps member and later joining the Kalamazoo team. Sonia never forgot her roots in workforce development. She says it took time for community development to align itself with workforce development objectives. But when that happened, I was on the phone and calling Kurt at WDI to find creative ways to intersect our work in Kalamazoo. Sonia holds a bachelor's degree from Kalamazoo College, my rival as a Briton, a post-baccalaureate certificate in paralegal studies, and is a National Development Council certified economic development financial professional. She is also the proud parent of 3 young adult children. Thank you, Sonia.
Next up, we would like to highlight Project Accelerate. Project Accelerate is an 8-week collaborative program designed to provide a cross-sectional experience of construction, engineering, design, and skilled trades to women from a diversity of professional backgrounds connected to the skilled trades industry. The core program is specifically devised to work in concert to expose, reinforce, and expand career growth and opportunity for women across the industry. Project Accelerate is the brainchild of Rita Brown, who is here tonight. Which was born out of her desire for women to realize that there were not only opportunities in this industry and that they were not limited. Project Accelerate is built on a basic tenet that knowledge, exposure, and familiarity are power, and that speaking the language of an industry is fundamental to acquiring higher levels of success. Project Accelerate expanded from Detroit to include a Grand Rapids cohort this year and an asynchronous component, allowing educators to earn state continuing education clock hours. Tonight, we are spotlighting Project Accelerate graduate turned all-around booster and supporter, Michelle Carissimi. Michelle, we aren't going to make you come up to the stage, but we will ask you to stand while we share a little bit about you. Michelle first became involved with Project Accelerate when she started JMC Electrical Contracting with her husband, James Carissimi, a master electrician with IBEW Local 58. Her background was not in the skilled trades. She worked in manufacturing, education, and event planning. She valued the exposure she received through Project Accelerate and became such a believer that she has enrolled her staff through the program and become a staunch supporter. When her husband James suddenly passed 2 years ago, she kept running her company and has always valued being a signatory. Rita Brown, the founder of Project Accelerate, commented that over the years, she has seen Michelle's growth from event planner to badass electrical boss. Michelle has taken on a leadership role in the electric industry through her service as not only a member of the Southeast Michigan National Electric Contractors Association board, but holds the distinction of being the only woman on that board and the first woman in its 100 years of existence. Michelle, you are an inspiration. Thank you for the work you've done to inspire and help more women to grow professionally in the skilled trades industry and your support for Project Accelerate.
Yes, I was on a panel with Michelle last year, and she is very inspirational. So happy to see you honored tonight. So my feet were very excited when I had an opportunity to sit down just now, but I am even more excited to be able to stand here because of our next honoree, who is someone who truly, truly deserves our top honor of the evening. It's for an individual who accomplished something new or who made extraordinary efforts to give back and help others. There's no question that our honoree has made extraordinary contributions to support the work of WDI and our partners, investing and expanding registered apprenticeships in our state, supporting worker safety through health and safety programs, and making it possible to knock down barriers to employment and build pathways to good paying jobs. Susan Corbin, who is the director of the Michigan Department of Labor and Economic Opportunity, is a veteran of state government and has spent her career working toward a healthy, successful economy for all Michiganders. She worked to close equity gaps, protect the health, safety, and economic security of workers, educate Michiganders, and build stronger communities by removing barriers to employment, creating better jobs, and supporting small businesses. Her accomplishments include expanding the tuition-free Michigan Reconnect program, expanding Michigan Tri-Share child care program to serve 59 counties in Detroit, bringing affordable and accessible high-speed connections to all of our state's communities, helping small businesses provide enhanced worker protections, and addressing vacant and deteriorated properties across the state. Governor Gretchen Whitmer appointed Susan as permanent director of the Department of Labor and Economic Opportunity in August of 2021. She had previously served as the department's chief deputy director and a senior advisor to Governor Whitmer as director of LEO. Susan is also a member of the Michigan Strategic Fund Board. Her career in state government included stints in the Michigan Department of Education, the former Commerce Department. We changed department names a lot in state government, if you don't know this, where she worked on cultural, educational, and trade relations with China. During Governor Jennifer Granholm's administration, Susan served as the appointments director during the first term and deputy director and chief of staff to the Labor Department during Governor Granholm's second term. Ladies and gentlemen, our top honoree and my boss, Susan Corbin.
Well, thank you very much. We have so much to celebrate tonight. I'd like to start by congratulating the Michigan AFL-CIO Workforce Development Institute on hosting this first annual Workers Gala, and I will declare that it was an incredible success. I'm excited to be here this evening to celebrate the amazing achievements of all of the apprentices and all of the other leaders in this room, and to acknowledge all of your efforts to not only build a better life for your families, but to create a better Michigan. I'm immensely proud to accept this Trailblazer Award on behalf of myself and my fellow colleagues at the Department of Labor and Economic Opportunity. It's an honor to be recognized for our daily efforts to provide meaningful opportunities for economic success and prosperity to the people and businesses we serve. It's an honor to continue this work as a public servant. I was raised in Clio, Michigan by my father, who was a minister and a local county commissioner before being elected to the Michigan State Senate for 3 terms. I should also mention that he was a proud UAW member. He worked at Delco Remy while attending seminary. My mother was also a union member of the MEA as a middle school teacher in the Clio Public Schools. Growing up, I spent a lot of time with my father, an elected Democrat, on the campaign trail, knocking on doors, responding to constituents, and in the halls of the Capitol and the Senate chambers, as well as the AFL-CIO building, where he met frequently with one of his best friends, Frank Garrison. That's probably dating me a little bit, but I have that memory. Witnessing how closely he worked with Republican Governor Milliken and their relationship taught me the importance of bipartisanship and the value of always listening to all sides of an issue, no matter where your own position lies. This led me to begin my career in the early 80s as a student assistant in the Michigan Department of Commerce. Part of that, as we change names in state government, is now in Leo. Supporting our Director of Asian Operations in the Office of International Development. Since then, I've had the opportunity to serve in every administration from Governor Blanchard to Engler, Granholm, Snyder, and now Governor Whitmer, holding state positions in the Departments of Commerce, Labor, Transportation, and Education as Deputy Director and Chief of Staff at the Department of Energy, Labor, and Economic Growth. I always admired my parents for choosing careers serving others, and as someone who has dedicated their career to the state, I find a great sense of pride and appreciation for the work we're doing to build a better Michigan. I'm privileged to serve as the director of Leo and to be part of a team that prioritizes opening doors to meaningful opportunities for Michigan workers, families, businesses, and communities. When Governor Whitmer created our department in 2019, she brought together all of the state's economic development and community investment functions because she understands that economic opportunity is about more than just creating jobs. Our department works hard to provide opportunities for Michiganders to have good paying jobs that come with dignity and a safe working environment, and to create thriving communities that act as magnets for talent and capital. Partnerships like the one we have with the Michigan AFL-CIO Workforce Development Institute are critical. They help us expand apprenticeships and provide training to help Michiganders achieve employment in in-demand, high-wage careers. All of these efforts help us close the skills gap and enable the state to make the infrastructure progress needed to continue and accelerate Michigan's economic growth. I'm proud to be a partner in work that is building a better future for our state and our people, a state where every resident has a tuition-free pathway to a credential or a degree that will help them pursue a career with sustaining wages, where growing companies that pay high wages are choosing to come to Michigan because they want to access our talented workforce and because they want to live in our thriving and vibrant communities, and where every person can pursue economic opportunity knowing that their rights and their freedoms are protected. And we'll continue to do this with the help from strong partnerships in local workforce agencies, community colleges, universities, and other training providers. The Michigan AFL-CIO Workforce Development Institute has played an instrumental role in helping us expand apprenticeship opportunities for Michiganders, empowering them to achieve employment in in-demand, high-wage careers. Moments like today serve as a sign that our hard work and the work of so many others is paying off, because this work and these achievements could not be possible without the hard-working Michiganders like all of you who are here with us tonight. It is also a humbling reminder of how grateful I am to have answered my call to public service. I look forward to continuing work along with all of you to put more Michiganders on a promising and rewarding career path filled with prosperity. Thank you very much.
Don't worry, I've been told to keep it under 25 minutes, so I'm almost done. No, I'm just kidding. What an evening, huh? First ever success? How about we do this again next year, okay? So first off, I want to thank everyone for coming. And I want to take a quick moment to acknowledge all of our staff that's here today. So if all of our staff could stand up for just a moment. These are an amazing team of individuals who, as you've heard, are woven into all of the stories of our participants that have gone on to achieve great things. But so are all of you. And I want you to know that seriously, how much that matters to us and how important your contributions, whether they be partnership, whether they be financial, whether they be volunteering, whether they be teaching or mentoring, in any one of the numerous ways that the people in this room give to the individuals that we are serving every day. We owe you a debt of gratitude. We're honored that you're here to be our guests, and we hope that you will continue to give in those ways and new ways and find other paths to collaborate together as we continue this amazing, exciting work. So thank you all for that. I'd also like to thank our sponsors that helped make this evening possible: the Michigan State AFL-CIO, Ironworkers Local 25, Ironworkers Local 25 Labor Management Education Committee, Operating Engineers Local 324, Sheet Metal Workers Local 80, Detroit, International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 58, Liuna Training and Education Fund, Michigan Regional Council of Carpenters and Millwrights, Michigan Building and Construction Trades Council, Goyette Mechanical, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, and Musk Construction Careers. Thank you all for your support. So before you leave, we'd like you to join us as close to the center for one final group photo, and after that, there's going to be fireworks, we anticipate, from Tiger Stadium over there, and you're invited to go out on the terrace and enjoy that, and maybe another drink or two. On your way out, we have some swag bags for you. Please grab your name tag and turn that in, and we'll get you a swag bag. Thank you, everyone. Have a safe evening. It has been such an honor to share tonight with you.